You know, Sac City had
in the last 2 meetings, I think, you know, if there happen, you know, after we get through this and the towns all come up with a figure of what the difference in transportation and handling, like Red said, handling, transportation, all those additional costs over and beyond what we're presently doing in Lytton and Nemaha and Burley and Lakeview, Sac and Wally could come up, you know, if there's a savings, I think that rather than trying to figure out a way to rebate that back to the 9 towns in the county, given the fact that we're going to have development costs, like we mentioned an hour and 15 minutes ago, it'd probably be logical to just bank it if there was a savings and if we changed plans and uses.
I agree, but we need to lower it, we would have to lower it some of the cost of the transportation to make it sell for these individuals.
I don't know.
But you know, okay, if it's going to cost Sac City $5,000 more a year, you know, to go to Carroll, and there's no savings in it.
Well, you know, like,
unless
if you raise tipping fees
let's say,
next year,
in 2 years we decide to keep the land, you know, the cell we're going to build next is good for 3 years. Well, after we pay the bills next August, we're going to know what our cash balance is for future development. And more than likely, one scenario would be, as we talked about an hour ago, we're going to have to raise, like Jim alluded to, we're going to have to raise our tipping fee and maybe our assessment to generate more money for development costs like they do in other landfills. Okay. So
I agree with that. I know where you're
okay, you can do it one way or the other. Yeah, you could subsidize your 5,000 back, but
or explain to the rest of the council and the citizens going, hey, you know, if we can save as a county and our portion is going to be this, you know, all right, say it's up to $40 instead of 140, you know, say we can put that other $80,000 a year into the landfill, and you do that for 3 years, we got $240,000.
That's only banking if you can get a good contract and make sure it's a lengthy contract, like a 3-year contract. Because if you go down to Carroll and Carroll says, okay, yeah, $20 the first year. Oh, guess what? I'm sorry about that. It's 65 the second year. It'll be 130.
Yeah, I agree. You got to have all.
You got to watch yourself right there.
you know, we'll talk about that.
I agree with that. But there's a possibility here.
You almost got to lock yourself in for 3 years to get some sort of cost savings on a flat rate. I mean, no matter what we take to them, it's going to be $20 a ton because, like I said, second year could be 65 and the third year's 130. What have we done? We haven't done enough.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'd encourage the other 7 towns to visit with your council and visit with your hauler, like Red has done. And, I'm not getting that. Unless I'm missing it. I think some of the towns got to do some more, pin your hauler down and you know what you would cost, and because I don't think you want, unless you want to change, you know, the people that are hauling it. I doubt that.
The Sac City's at 152 tons. If you take that times $20 and add their 5,000, it's 7,040. If we took it to the Howard Center, it would be 22,040 at the 145 from his last figures. You take that off, it's $15,000 difference in the 152 tons. So Ivan's pretty much right on between the 95 and 100 per ton savings with the transportation figured in. And as far as the collection sites, I really don't.
I wish there was a way that I could demonstrate the amount of material that comes in from independent businesses here in Sac City that the city and I don't have an opportunity to weigh, because that 152 is not a representative figure. It's going to be another 50.
It's representative of what the city has expensed and taken it there now.
Well,
even though there's others bringing it in, the city's spending 152 tons.
But if they have to haul a larger amount to Carroll, which they will, then they'll have more cost, some more cost.
Right, but it's also saving $100 a ton.
That's if nobody goes up in price. That's if Rutter's locked in at a price for like 3 years. You guys aren't looking at the future. Take the blinders off, guys, because you got to look. Nobody's going to stay the same price forever. I'll guarantee you that.
No.
And one thing also needs to be stated, $20 per ton at Carroll is ungodly cheap. We told you that Buena Vista County expenditure was around $75 a ton.
I mean, Buena Vista or Cherokee was gonna close, one of them's gonna close.
Well, Buena Vista is, they're not gonna close, there was talk, rumors floating around and stuff, but anyway, I'm just saying, $20 a ton is incredibly cheap.
Well, they charge, Carroll landfill charges less for neighboring counties tipping, you know, Carroll people pay $40 a ton, Crawford County and Guthrie and Audubon pay significantly less than $40 a ton.
There's some undertowment from Carroll County people that are disgruntled about
Yeah.
that situation tremendously. One of the other things that I forgot to ask you about, and goes right into this, is have we had any more discussion from your people about discontinuing these drop boxes on the weekends?
That's, it's only drop boxes in Sac City.
Correct.
I use the Sac drop box, but I don't use it on weekends. What about Sac people?
I see people there to eat.
I do a lot.
I do a lot on the weekends. That's when I get time, you know, on a Sunday afternoon, got all this pile of stuff there, I'll haul it in. You know, so the guys don't have to, you know, if it's raining or whatever, I'll throw it in the backseat of the pickup or.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, you know, we don't, our employees at the landfill don't like working on Saturday. And after the drop box gets filled up, you follow me, Nick? I mean, it's kind of a convenience for Jim's employees. After the drop box gets full, then they, what do people do with it? Just set it beside the drop box?
And Tuesdays we weigh stuff and we have anywhere from 300 to 500, well, 3.5 to 500 pounds of garbage, rejectable material. And a large percentage of that, probably 60 to 70%, comes from the weekend stuff. Not everybody does a good job as we'd like to think. Now
Are
we
you
get
talking
a lot
about having it open just during your business, your drop boxes open just during your business hours?
just during the week,
Carroll was not cool, they won't do that.
just during the week, not the weekend.
Carroll
So you're still gonna leave it open over your overnight?
separated.
So are you fixing anything by that point? Because I know me personally,
Just like it is.
I generally bring it in on the weekends. There's not time in my day to bring it in while
But
you're open during
you
business
are
hours.
rural.
Right,
See, when it was designed, it was going to be for rural, and here or at the landfill. And supposedly everybody was going to go to the landfill, or they'd have it right here, and we would use it in that situation.
I guess I just have a hard time thinking that closing it on the weekends is going to alleviate that problem because me personally, if I can't bring it on the weekend.
Well, if you
I can
send
bring
it to
in
Carroll,
Sunday when I
you're
come
really
from
going to have a problem,
practice
because
or-
where are you going to put it then?
I'll
I
bring
mean,
it.
that's another,
I'm trying to do you
everybody
a
that's
favor by
rural will
bringing you
have
more
no
material.
place. No, there's a lot, I don't deny that we have a high cost.
Our tonnage might go down, you know, under that scenario, but it might not be.
Your recyclable
You know,
stuff will, but your garbage is
if you
gonna go
change-
up, because there's a lot of people not gonna do it.
But, you know, we're paying $36 a ton for garbage and not 150.
Yeah.
And we're never gonna meet that waste reduction goal. So, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world. We might not, you know, have as many tons recycled. It's hard to say. I tell you what, let's, you know, continue to work on this. I encourage the towns that haven't, and,
I'll bring it up at the next council meeting, see what.
yeah, well, you've already, you've kind of come up with figures, whether that's hard.
No, I meant about, you know, anybody here got any questions about shutting it down?
Robbie, I can bring up the drop off. Okay. Is there anything else for the cause?
I move to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.